الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة وتصوم رمضان وتحج البيت. Then the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, أولا أخبرك براس الأمر الكل. Should I not tell you the Rasul Amr, the starting point of this as a whole? He said, of course, O the Messenger of Allah. Prophet ﷺ told him Rasul Amr al-Islam, surrender to Allah. وَعَمُودُهُ الصَّلَاةِ, the backbone for this religion was prayer. And that won't again. Once again, the same thing. Yeah. Because message came that massage should be given. A little bit different spelling of message and massage. Good. Little bit different in message and massage. So I'm giving you the message, you should give me the massage. There's one point which I told you. Yes. No, not now. But I think it works because it's a swelling now. You push it last night, so it's a swelling now. If you will push it more and more, so I think it will. Yeah, inshallah. But with oil, without oil. Okay, that's good. But then you should give me a shower also in the beach.
Tomorrow.
And don't take me wrong. I used to make a lot of jokes in my dars. Yes? To refresh the students. Prophet ﷺ said in Hadith, روحوا قلوبكم ساعة فساعة فإن القلوب تمل كما يمل الأبدان. Prophet ﷺ said, the brain and heart is getting tired like your body when you are working for a long time. So روحوها ساعة, give it refreshment. روحوا القلوب ساعة فساعة فإن القلوب تمل كما يمل الأبدان. That's subhanallah what it is. He was saying that much simple word. The whole word is in one sentence. روحوا قلوبكم ساعة فساعة فإن القلوب تمل كما يمل الأبدان.
That's what they do this nowadays. Now they're saying you should do the same thing with Islam.
Yes.
Not living with that.
So because Prophet ﷺ was not saying it based on knowledge, he was saying it based on wahi. وما ينطق عن الهوى, and everything is known to Allah or him. وما ينطق عن الهوى إن هو إلا وحي يوحى علمه شديد القوى ذو مرة فاستوى يوسف كالعذاب والمدنات والغلات فكان قاب قوسين. الله أكبر. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ثانيها نور اقتبس or يقتبس من مشكاة صدر النبي. But to me, instead of اقتبس, يقتبس is good. Because this process will be going on until the day of judgment. The nur is coming from the chest of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The nur is coming from the chest of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. اقتبس من مشكاة صدر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لسعادة الدارين. لسعادة الدارين أو لإصلاح المعاش والمعاد. You can use any word to make your life in this world a good one, in the hereafter a prosperous one. That life, what it will give you? Making your life a good one here and a prosperous one in the hereafter. That is called إصلاح المعاش والمعاد. And as you know that people are talking about, that's what I have mentioned in that book of mine, Sharia and Politics, that what is siyasa? Politics. What is siyasa? So siyasa in brief, إصلاح المعاش والمعاد في ضوء الكتاب والسنة. You should write. إصلاح المعاش والمعاد في ضوء الكتاب والسنة. In the light of Quran and Sunnah to correct your life in this world and in the hereafter. That's Islamic politics. Yes. So you are in no need of going to make Yahudi to other politicians. Yeah. You have to go to Allah and to Rasulullah إصلاح المعاش والمعاد في ضوء القرآن والسنة. Now, another thing is that ulama are of four types. Number one, ulama al-Sharia. And they are those who know the very sources of Islam, the interpretation of it, the deduction from it, and the implementation as well. Three things are there: interpretation, deduction, and implementation. Interpretation, deduction, and implementation. So they are called ulama of Sharia. So all these mufassirin, muhaddiseen, and fuqaha, they are ulama of Sharia. And number two, they are al-mutakallimun. And al-mutakallimun, in this regard I would like to say, because that's also a type of philosophy, that's a type of hikmah, it's a type of hikmah. And hikmah, that is of two types. One is al-hikmatu tabi'iyya, and the other one is al-hikmatu ilahiyya. Al-hikmatu tabi'iyya, all physical sciences and applied sciences. Al-hikmatu tabi'iyya, the terminology include all physical and applied sciences. Because that is defined as ilmun bi-ahwal al-mawjudat. علم بأحوال الموجودات على ما هي عليه في نفس الأمر بقدر الطاقة البشرية. Then I will explain it. علم بأحوال الموجودات, to know the situation of things in existence. موجود is thing in existence. To know the situations of things in existence. على ما هي عليه. Know what? The qualities or the khawas or the features or the characteristics. You can explain it like this. What is there in those things naturally? What is there in those things naturally? But there are a lot. In one single atom, there are 1 billion hikmah. So the whole world do not know much more of that. So that's why they put a condition بِقَدْرِ الطَّاقَةِ الْبَشَرِيَّةِ, to the extent of the human approach. To the extent of the human approach. So people will be researching until the day of judgment, and new things will be coming out from this one zarra. Today the science knows a little bit about that. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ. Until the day of judgment, only qaleel would be known by the humans. The whole is known only by Allah. Only Allah. Got it? So once again, علم بأحوال الموجودات على ما هي عليه في نفس الأمر بقدر الطاقة البشرية. If we will not put في نفس الأمر, so then this definition will go to al-hikmah al-amaliyya, not to al-hikmah al-nazariyya. Got it? It will not go to concepts. Then philosophy is concept. Then philosophy is what? That's concept. Nothing is in existence. thinking and thinking and thinking. But that is a wujud. Because nafs al-amr is aam. From wujud khariji and wujud zehni. From wujud khariji. What is nafs al-amr? أعم من أن يكون في الخارج أو في الذهن. You should define it like this. Because for that, and so tomorrow we will go to that bookstore. Because that one book is needed. Where is that bookstore?
He moved further.
Where?
He's in Indianapolis.
Oh.
He's doing his doctorate. So
Oh.
he's in that university.
No, so what about the books?
He took everything.
Oh, sure, sir. Well, I was thinking of that. He's Iran, so maybe he had it. But anyhow, if you will meet anyone who has any knowledge about books, so I will tell you the name and you will ask him if he can find one. Because that's not getting printed. I was looking for another book in Tasawwuf by Shaykh Abu Talib al-Makki, Usul Ul Qur'an. So from Egypt, he found one old Nusra. A very old Nusra, not a new one. Because these books are not, as I told you, that the world is changing. The text is changing as well. Yes, the aiming, the objects are changing as well. Got it? Got it or not? The nisab is changing, even in madrasas. They say, oh, this is just waste of time. Studying mantiq and philosophy, that is waste of time. Okay, that's waste of time. But let me tell you one thing. What about Ilmul Kalam? Yes, that's important. You will never know a single sentence of Ilmul Kalam as long as you do not know mantiq and philosophy properly. Because that is based upon mantiq and philosophy, nothing else. Got it? I was giving an example that if somebody will say take fertilizer and manure, what? Natural manure, the dung and things like that. That manure, oh, that smell. Dung of animals and things like that. Oh brother, that is not meant itself. That is meant for your crops. Yes, mantiq and philosophy is not meant itself. That is meant for Ilmul Kalam. So we should start a dawra of mantiq. Okay, that's good. Yes. But sometimes, some people, even in Pakistan, in our time, they were, should we call them ulama or not? Yes, they were ulama in general sense. But they were qualified only in mantiq and philosophy. Yeah. And if you would have asked them about Masalatul Bir, that great mouse fell down in the well. Because at that time, there was well and people were bringing out the buckets. So what about the water? So he was thinking like this, that I think that this mouse, I think it will be either a small one or a big one. If that is a small one, so maybe he was healthy or he was if he was healthy, so maybe he was coming from the right side or from the left side. So on the right side, he was coming from inside the masjid. From outside, he was coming up the street. So that street will be either the cattle in the street or no cattle are going there. So the guy who was asking it, he said, just stop it. I don't understand what you say. So there was another student of Punyatul Musalli. He said, just go and bring out 30 buckets and the well is okay. You know what I'm saying? So that is waste of time. If somebody is collecting only the manure, yeah, he is neither selling it and nor putting it somewhere to the crop. So what is the use of that manure? He wants to be a beater dung? Got it? What time is it now? Okay. So anyhow, we should have a little bit. Once again, I will say that al-ilmu kathirun wal-umru qasir. Ilm of Allah is not. We know a little bit about that. So anyhow, so Ilmul Kalam, that is called Ilmul Aqaid also. Got it? And that is called al-fiqh al-akbar. In this regard, you should write down that the first ever book in this regard was written by Abu Hanifa himself. In Ilmul Aqaid, he wrote a book known by the name of al-fiqh al-akbar. He did not title it as Ilmul Kalam or Ilmul Aqaid. He called it fiqh. But that is fiqh i'tiqadi. And the other fiqh which is known as fiqh, that is fiqh amali. That is fiqh i'tiqadi. And the other fiqh is al-fiqh al-amali. That fiqh of aqidah, because aqidah is great or the greatest, so he called it al-fiqh al-akbar. So the other one is al-fiqh al-asghar. Not in itself, but comparatively. That's al-fiqh al-asghar. And that was al-fiqh al-akbar. And his book is considered a base and foundation in this regard. And a best type of interpretation is written by Allama Qari Hirawi, Allama Ali al-Qari al-Hirawi, known by the name of Sharh al-Fiqh al-Akbar. We were studying that as course. That is dropped. Everything is dropped. So that is the famous book. The book of Imam Tahawee, that is the second one in this field. Al-Aqidah al-Tahawee, that is the second one. But the book of Imam Tahawee did not get that much fame in teaching and learning and studying as the book of Imam Nasafi, Al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya. Al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya. And alhamdulillah, in Aqidah, how strict Hanafiya are in Aqidah. Yes, in Aqidah, the first ever book is written by whom? By Abu Hanifa. The second one is written by another Hanafi, Imam Tahawee. The third one is written by another Hanafi, Imam Nasafi. Sahib Kanz. Sahib Kanz. He has written the book of Kanz. Kanz al-Daqaiq. So Imam Nasafi. And Imam Nasafi, he was a teacher of Sahib Hidayah. Yes. Sahib Hidayah studied fiqh with whom? Imam Nasafi. So Imam Nasafi is a big source. Because Sahib Hidayah is a great name. So when you say, oh, his teacher is what? Yes, maybe he was studying harmonium with him. Yes. Oh, brother, no, the same fiqh in which Sahib Hidayah got the fame, he studied that fiqh with that. Because sometimes you become a great scholar, but you are an elementary teacher who knows a little bit only. Yeah? Still he has to be respected. But nobody should say that he is greater than you because you became a great scholar. You got your master or PhD in a specific field and he got only high school degree. Yes, as a teacher he is respectable to you, but knowledge-wise he is not greater than you. But here we can say that Imam Nasafi is a greater scholar than Sahib Hidayah. Because he studied this Hidayah means the fiqh. This fiqh, under whom? Under Imam Nasafi, rahmatullahi alayh. And Imam Nasafi, he has written a very great tafsir, especially you, Hanafiya should have it, Madarik al-Tanzil, which is briefly called Tafsir Madarik, but the name is Madarik al-Tanzil. That's written by Imam Nasafi. Yes, that's called Tafsir Nasafi. Like Ghazali. So we name it as Tafsir Ghazali because the Musannif is Ghazali. But that's not the name of his Tafsir. The name of his Tafsir is Anwar al-Tanzil wa Asrar al-Tabil lil Qazi al-Ghazali. Anwar al-Tanzil wa Asrar al-Tabil lil Imam al-Qazi al-Allama al-Baydari. One pious man, but he had no whereabouts, no offspring, no ancestor, nothing. He was all alone. He was from some mountainous area, but he was living with us in our village, in our mosque. And he was an old man in his 70s. He was living in mosque with people. Anybody who was living in mosque, they said that he was student of Deen. He was student of Deen. But sometimes the general public, they ask that, okay, Modi sir, So what you are studying with Qazi Sahib or with Sheikh or with whatever, or whosoever. So he said that I'm studying Hidayah, I'm studying Quran, I'm studying this, I'm studying this. So he had never studied Quran Nazira also before. And he was reading this talib and this talib and this talib. Very difficulty he was reading one ayah every day. He was an old age. So once he asked me that, sometimes some people ask me that, Marisa, what are you studying? They are thinking of me because I have this white beard and white turban. And, yes, and he used to have a stick and tasbih, and he was looking at Qazi Fazl. So they asked me, so I cannot tell them that I am reading Nazira. Because he was feeling shy or ashamed of. So what should I say that when they ask me to tell them that I am studying the Matan of Bezal? The Quran is but then they will think after that he is a great scholar. Because he is the Matan of Bezal. So anyhow, Ilmul Kalam, as I mentioned, that was a type of fiqh, but the basic type of fiqh, that's why Imam called it al-fiqh al-akbar. Got it? So fiqh at that time had two branches. Number one, al-fiqh al-akbar, the second one, al-fiqh al-asghar. They used to call it as fiqh al-usul and fiqh al-furu' also. The aqaid was called as fiqh al-usul. And our non-fiqh was called fiqh al-furu'. There is usul al-fiqh, which is jurisprudence. Fiqh al-usul, which is aqaid. So they used to call it fiqh al-usul and fiqh al-furu'. This is fiqh al-usul, that is fiqh al-furu'. And as this fiqh is discussing the aqaid, the prayers and beliefs, so that's why the ulama later on, they called it Ilmul Aqaid. As Imam Nasafi, he named his book by name of Al-Aqaid. Kitab al-Aqaid lil-Nasafi. Kitab al-Aqaid lil-Nasafi. And on that book, a famous Shafi scholar has written his famous book, Sharh al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya. Sharh al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya, written by whom? Who? By Allama Taftazani. Allama Taftazani, he is Shafi, and he has explained the book of this Hanafi alim, Sharh al-Aqaid al-Nasafiyya. That is also the Karam of Hanafi. Yeah? For example, Hidayah is that much famous. Hidayah, that much famous. That Hidayah, because at that time this was not the rule. People used to put their trust in ulama. They were not asking him, the hadith which you have narrated, that is narrated by whom? That is an authentic alim, and he said a hadith. Yes, and they said that's it. That's why in the old books of fiqh, you cannot find the hawala. It's not muhawala. But they say only, لِمَا رُوِي عَنِ النَّبِي صلى الله عليه وسلم. As it is narrated from Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. كما رواه أبو هريرة رضي الله عنه رسول صلى الله عليه وسلم. Who narrated it? Bukhari, Muslim, Ibn Asakir, or who? They don't mention it. Because this is but a matter of trust. That people used to put their trust in those ulama, that they will never cheat us. They will never cheat us. They will never fabricate. They will never bring a hadith which is not authentic to them. You know what I'm saying? So you will go in Hidayah and Sahib Hidayah, yes, he is taking matan from Quduri and sometimes from Jami Saghir. Sometimes he takes from Quduri and sometimes, and then he expands it. And his way of explanation is like this, that after the matan, yes, he proved it with proof, with dalil, that this is from this ayah, or from this hadith, or from ijma', or there is a qiyas, or a aqli dalil, and he brings mostly the istidlal of Imam Shafi. Istidlal of Imam Shafi, even though sometimes he gets confused, because human is human. Yes, that the thing he's mentioning that is not the qawl of Imam Shafi or the mother of Imam Shafi. Imam Shafi in that case is just like Abu Hanifa. It's just like Abu Hanifa. This is the saying of Imam Ibn Hanbal, rahmatullahi alayhi. But as usual, he's saying khilaf al-Shafi. So he says it's not khilaf al-Shafi. It's khilaf al-Ahmad ibn Hanbal. This khilaf like Kitab al-Hiyal of Imam Bukhari, rahmatullahi alayhi. Like Kitab al-Hiyal of Imam Bukhari, rahmatullahi alayh, where he has mentioned almost 24 issues. Amen. 24 issues. And mostly it is known that every issue he is referring to Abu Hanifa, rahmatullahi alayh. Yes. And he said, Qala ba'dun nas. He said, Qala ba'dun nas. Some people said. He does not mention the name. And the ulama said that he means Abu Hanifa. Qala ba'dun nas. Some people said like this. You know what I'm saying? But if you will find out, 18 issues are, that is not Abu Hanifa, rahmatullahi alayh. That either Shafi or Ahmad or Malik. You know what I'm saying? But as Imam Bukhari, he heard it about Abu Hanifa that he was saying like this. So, he has not said it because he does not mention the name, but the ulama later on said that he is referring to Abu Hanifa. When Abu Hanifa has not said it, then why he is referring? And why you are saying, have you asked Imam Bukhari that you are referring to Abu Hanifa? Or you say that he is referring to Abu Hanifa? In our area there was a Qadiani kafir. You know Qadiani? He is a kafir. But they claim to be Muslim. So he was an elite of the area, and he had servants with them every time, one or two. So when Adhan was given somewhere, and he was in his farms, so he used to ask one of his servants, did I have wudu? So the servant used to tell him, yes, yes, Khan, you have it. Yes, and then he was. So once I asked him, why you are telling, what do you know about his wudu? How do you know that he is wudu? And you are telling him. And so I was saying like this, that why you are pushing him towards the prayer without wudu? Yes, he said actually he is a crazy man. And he stick in his hand. If I say that no, you don't have wudu, even though I have seen it that he went and he urinated, yes, or he did the great job. Yes, but still I said, yes, Khan, you have wudu. Yes, if I say that no, you do not have, then he beats me that I don't have wudu. Stupid, or crazy, or foolish. Yes, but you are pushing him to not pray without wudu. So the servant, he was a poor man, but he was very nice. So he said, Qazi sir, anyway he is going to Jahannam. So anyhow, so if we should ask those ulama, how do you know that Imam Bukhari means Abu Hanifa? The Qazi has not mentioned his name. He said, Qala ba'dun nas. What he means by ba'dun nas? That is Ilmul Kalam bima la yarda qailuhu. That could be Ilmul Kalam bima la yarda qailuhu. So anyhow, what I was referring to, that Ilmul Aqaid. But later on, the famous name or the popular name is Ilmul Kalam. So why Ilmul Kalam? So mostly the ulama says because the very much disputed issue in Ilmul Aqaid is the Mas'alatul Kalam. Because that's a disputed issue between Mu'tazila and Ahlul Sunnah. Between Mu'tazila and Ahlul Sunnah. But to tell you one thing, as I was mentioning last night, that basically Mu'tazila, they say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Sami' bidun al-sam' wa Basir bidun al-basar wa Alim bidun al-ilm ومتكلم بدون الكلام. Because they cannot deny إن الله سميع بصير. That's in text of Quran. Yes, so they are bound to say that he is Samia. But they say that Samia is from Sama. And Sama needs an organ. That organ is called ear. So if we say that he has Sama, so how does he hear? Through ear. How is his ear? And that ear or that Sama or that quality is Hadith or Qadim. If you say that is Qadim, so that is Ta'addud al-Qudama. And Ta'addud al-Qudama, that is against Tawheed and that is Shirk. Because Qadim, once again, infinity will be only one. Infinity will be only one. Everything other than infinity will be finite. كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. That's what finite and infinity means. كل من عليها فان. Everything is finite. ويبقى وجه ربك, there is only one in infinity. And that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you say that he has ilm, so that will be either hadith or qadim. If that is hadith, so it means فَتَتَعَلَّقُ الْحَوَادِثُ بِذَاتِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ وَذَاتُ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ صَارَ مَحَلًّا لِلْحَوَادِث ومحل الحوادث لابد أن يكون حادثا. If he is a place and mahal for hadith, so qadim could not be a mahal for hadith. Qadim could not be a mahal for hadith. Like plastic cannot take a simple color. If you will brush it and once again you will put it in the water, the whole color is gone. Because there is no patch up between this qadim plastic and this jadid color. This is the only for example. So he said that if that is hadith, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cannot be the mahal of hawadith, otherwise he himself will become hadith. And he's qadim. If you say that these sifat are qadim as well, so that is ta'addud al-qudama, and qadim will be only one entity. Yes, and that's what we told. That ta'addud al-qudama is itself is not shirk. Ta'addud al-zawat al-qadima is shirk. Ta'addud al-zawat al-qadima is shirk. This is not ta'addud al-zawat al-qadima. Zat al-qadim is only one. These are sifat al-qadima. These are. Then they say that these sifat are ayn al-zat or ghayr al-zat. These sifat are ayn al-zat. If that is ayn al-zat, how we will distinguish it? If that is ghayr al-zat, once again there is a connection. Once again there is a connection. There is a pattern. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah said that these sifat are qadim, but these are la aynuhu wa la ghayruhu. These are neither ayn zat and they are not ghayr zat. So anyhow, then in these sifat, the very much disputed one is al-kalam. Because the Mu'tazila, they were stuck to al-kalam. Because kalam is there in front of us, which is the Holy Quran. This Holy Quran is the kalam of Allah. حتى يسمعوا كلام الله. وإن أحد من المشركين استجارك فأجره حتى يسمع كلام. So this is kalam of Allah. So if this is kalam of Allah, this is qadim or hadith. So they said that Allah is mutakallim without kalam. As far as this kalam is concerned, this is nisbat majazi. This is nisbat majazi. Otherwise kalam is hadith. And that's why Ahmad ibn Muhammad, rahmatullahi alayh, he was put in jail. Because the Khalifa in his time, he was Mu'tazili. Khalifa's time, he was